Hi everyone. I look like that what's that show where the movie where they went around in the night and they had the light shining on them, but I have to have the light on right now because it'll get dark pretty soon, and YouTube is telling me, hey, watch Debra Dickinson live. That's a good recommendation. Thanks, YouTube. I think I'll do that. It's good to see everybody on here tonight. I'm in my jammies. I just got out of the shower. It has been a long day. I'll tell you about it in a minute. It's been a great day, but a lot going on. I appreciate everyone that's on here tonight. I've enjoyed seeing the banter that is going back and forth among everybody that was on here waiting, and thank you. There's so many of you on here, and I appreciate everyone every Friday night. You know what, I've got the camera kind of cattywampus, and you still can't see Bandit. He's here. He's just tired too, and he's sleeping. So he'll probably lay down here in a minute. And there's my COVID braid and my hair, and it's funny, I always, after a shower, I can't get used to it because it's just, I can't get used to it, period. Anyway, this is my COVID haircut and my COVID braid after my shower. And so yeah, I know it's hot in the desert and it's cold up north and snow, and it's just, the weather's been crazy everywhere. And the bug, can y'all hear the birds? Every night, I just love the birds. They just come out this time of night so much, and in the mornings here too. I'm gonna miss that. Marcy Casey says like she likes my hair. Thank you. I don't know. I'm headed. I'll tell you about where I'm headed and the kind of weather that I'm going to be looking forward to here pretty soon. And Noreen says she just got some rain. So I just want to say thank you, everybody. I appreciate you spending your Friday nights with me and Bandit every week, and it's just so lovely. And I look forward to it, and I'm glad that we can all make this connection. And is the lighting okay? Are y'all? Is it the sound okay and the lighting okay? I guess y'all will tell me if it's not. Hey, Pearl is on here. Hello, my darling. And Lori says, hello, Debra and Bendito. And Lori, I'm drinking water tonight instead of some of my coffee, but those coffee super chat tips you've been sending me are about to come in real handy, and you'll see why by the end of the video. Alyssa says she's in Orlando. Frugal is on here. Hey, Frugal. Gray, y'all know Gray from my videos. We were camped together. And Ann is, oh, look at all you. Investamoon, RV, Ashes, and April. Hello, you guys. It's so good to see you on here. And Alyssa is hitting the road in July. And Debbie Anderson is in Canada and says that's so awesome. I just love the technology we have where we can stay in touch with everybody worldwide. I know it doesn't always work like that, but anyway, oh, Marcy Casey says this is her first chat ever. Isn't that awesome? Thank you for making my channel, your first chat, and thank you for being here with us. I just saw a lizard. It wasn't a squirrel. Lizard. I'll start, but I'm going to keep with squirrel, but it really wasn't a squirrel. It was a lizard. So I'm so glad to see everyone on here, and C-Dub's Journey is on here. We're going to talk about the shout out or the call out or whatever it's called in a minute. C-Dub, hang on. I want everybody to, we'll put up a link to your channel when I get to that point in the topics. Let's talk about the topics. So tonight, the topics are going to be, I'm doing the welcome and thank you and everything now, and after that, well, we'll go ahead and just do it now. I've been called out on C-Dub's channel, and C-Dub's Journey is on here, and mods, if somebody will put up the link to her channel. She's a good friend of mine. We've camped together, and so a bunch of our friends and YouTubers, they were doing this thing called You've Been Called Out, and she called me out and to answer 10 questions about what I'm doing during the COVID quarantine and shutdown. And so that's coming up on my channel on Monday, so y'all watch for that video. And oh, Beth is on here. No, Beth, I hope you're the only, I'm sorry that your screen is black, but she says her screen is black. Is anybody else experiencing that? And I'll just interrupt for a minute because Alyssa says that she likes my shirt and she needs one like this. my friend Gina sent me this. It's jammies. I'm in my jammies. And yes, I'm on the front porch out here in my jammies after my shower. And it's 7 o'clock here where I am. And by the time I finish this and get everything put up, it'll be what my friend Rusty 78609 calls beer 30 time. Look, it's like making, this light is making my, can y'all see that? It's making my eyebrows go up. I'm like, can I do it? I'm like, I'm Vulcan. My eyebrows, that cracks me up. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, it's always in your jammies. There's a lot of people right now through the shutdown that has been staying in their jammies. And Raised by Wolves, Susan and Karen, they say bring on the onesies. No, can't. I don't know. I get so cold during the winter when I'm boondocking, and I've got a new heater now thanks to my friend Dennis, so I might not need it, but I've been threatening to get onesies for that heater, I tell you. And I do want to tell you, I've got a light on order. This light, this thing, look how bright it is, you guys. I'm borrowing it. I've been borrowing it from Chuck while I've been here, and thank you, Chuck. But I've ordered, I've got a light on order. It's not anything fancy like this, but it'll sit on top. Y'all can't see it, but it'll sit right on top up here. So it'll be shining this way, and maybe it'll keep the Vulcan eyebrows from occurring. So Michael, my cousin, is on here and says, oops, almost missed you. And Noreen has put up, she put up C-Dub's Journey's channel, because C-Dub, it called me out, and that was her last video, so y'all go watch that, and then I'll do mine on Monday. So and then our other topics for tonight is I'm going to be talking about this being my last time to do a Friday Night Live from Alabama. Can't talk about that right now. I'll start crying. And I'm going to tell you about my travel plans. I'm going to give you a writing update. I'm going to tell you about my new AC, and I'll give you a Bandit update. He's down here, and the weekly spotlight, a surprise I'm saving for you. And then I have a request at the end of the live chat. So anyway, that's our topics for tonight. And I just lost my topics. There they are. And I want to say thank you to Lauri, who is on here tonight, Lauri R, and Beverly S, and Marcy C for your super chat tips and your contributions this week. They contributed last Friday and also this week, and I really, really appreciate it. And you're welcome, C-Dub. Thank you for the call out. I'm looking forward to answering your questions. It's quite fun, and I hope everybody will hop over and see what you said on yours. And Frugal did it, and Frugal actually I think called C-Dub out, and Lola and the Dan Van, and all my friends have been doing it, so it's going to be a lot of fun. But let's see. Lucy said thank you for the kind words, Lucy. And my dog is sleepy and tired, and I'll tell you why in a minute, as part of the topics that I just told you about. And so yeah, everybody's commenting about my shirt, and I know Gina is one of my mods and will see this, and so I'm glad that you guys are giving her an inadvertent shout out, because she sent me a care package and that included this shirt, and I really appreciate it. I also want to say welcome to our new Coco family members. For April so far, I've gotten a lot of new patrons, and that is our Coco fam. And you can join for as little as $1 a month, and I put a lot of things on there that I don't normally share publicly because it feels like a safer venue, and everybody on there is so loving and wonderful. And not that they're not on YouTube, but y'all know there's trolls, and I don't have trolls on Patreon. And so I wanted to welcome the following Coco Fam members: Lauri R, Herb Black, Finding Joy Through Serving, Doreen Olsen, Alyssa Alex, who is on here tonight, Ginger Bellflower, and Regina Harrison joined Patreon this month too. She is a friend of mine from way back in the 90s, both her and her husband. And then Patricia Bailey, we did a tour of her rig on To Meander 2 years ago at the Coco meetup, which I still hope to hold in December, you guys. We'll see. You know, nobody knows. Gosh, I hate this lighting, how it's making me look. Is that better back there? Is that better? That's better, isn't it? I can't tell. Y'all tell me if that's better. Look at all these people. I can't. I'm like looking at the screen, looking at me. I should be looking at y'all, which y'all are over here on my laptop. So yeah, this camper, somebody, it looks a lot. I said that it looks a lot like one they used to have, and Vesta Moon says she always forgets when the various live chats are. Well, mine's always Friday Night Live, 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern. I think I got that right. If I didn't, my mods will correct me. And let's see. And I know Debra VanSandt is on here, and she has been practicing backing up her trailer, and I haven't heard an update in a while, Debra, so I hope you're doing okay, baby. I'm glad you're not in the tornado area. Yeah, we're going to talk about the weather. Let me finish. I got off on Regina, and then I went squirrel, and I told you about Pat and the weather. Yeah, it's crazy right now. So Beth Stamper, who is Beth on here? I think she had a black screen. Beth, did you get your screen corrected? I don't know how to help you if you still have a black screen. Oh no, she says she loves the shirt and wants one too, so she's on here. So Beth wrote me and has had tornadoes in Oklahoma. Beth, I got your email. I just haven't had a chance to answer you yet. And oh, thanks for the thumbs up. Flower Child saying everybody give me a thumbs up. I appreciate that. And Chantel, no, you can't be melting, honey. You got to stay safe and healthy. And Sheila also is saying give a thumbs up. I appreciate that. So anyway, I was just saying that Beth wrote that they had like 10 tornadoes, I think you said, Beth, in one night. That is so scary. And then Joan Hazelgrove, who is a Coco Fam member, and y'all know her, I've camped with her and was going to be spending some time with her in Florida till all this madness hit. Anyway, she texted me this morning, and now I'm going to get it mixed up, but I think she said they had 3 or 5 tornadoes in Florida. So Oklahoma and Florida, and then there's snow up north, and and everybody else is melting. And so it's a pretty crazy time right now. And if I start swinging and drive y'all crazy, just call me out on it, because I can't help but swing. It's such a nice rocker. I'm going to miss this place. So yeah, the weather's been crazy, and I think I mentioned that I'm gonna do my call out and answer C-Dub on Monday. So I'm gonna miss this place. Let me see. Wait a minute. What have I got? I got something over here. RV Butterfly says they had a humongous tornado too. I'm so sorry to hear that. Lori just sent $10. Oops. Oh, see, I can't touch stuff, and I forgot to put my phone on airplane mode, so I got all these notices and everything coming up, and it's just driving me crazy, but I forgot. Hey Letty. I'm out checking Letty's, and so I was just going, and she just left a message, but she took it back off. So this is my last time to do a live chat from Alabama. And I used to always call it Florida, but it's not Florida. And I finally think I've learned that it's Alabama, and it's my last Friday night to do a live chat from the bird from Alabama, let alone their front porch. And oh, New Nomadic, my friend Steven is on here. Hi, bud. I see that you have landed for a nice place, and you posted that you might be staying there a little longer. Keep in touch and let me know what you end up doing. And Noreen and Steve, New Nomadic, and now I can't remember who all. We spent New Year's together 2 or 3 years ago. So I'm getting ready to travel. And I'm going to interrupt. I've been doing my videos. I've been going back and doing my videos in sequence. And I'm going to interrupt that again. I'll come back and pick it back up, and I'll be like, okay, for the rest of the story, we're now going to pick back my videos in chronological order again. But since I'm getting ready to travel, and I'm going to answer C-Dub's challenge on Monday, and then I want to show you what I'm seeing as I travel. But I want to know, tell me what you want to see. As I'm going to be traveling 2,000 miles, you guys, and I'm going to be doing it as possibly as fast as this brain will let me. I've got it mapped out what I want to do, and my tribe all knows where I'm going and what my stops are and everything. Letty says, my friend Jane told me to tell you that she was praying for a hedge of protection for your trip. And I didn't get to see them. They were here earlier, I think, and I was in the shower. Can y'all hear the geese flying over? They quit. There they went. Or what? Yeah, it was geese. Why are they down here? That couldn't have been geese. Maybe duck? I don't know. Anyway, they just sounded lovely. So tell Jane, thank you, Letty. That I really appreciate that, and I'll take all the prayers I can get, because 2,000 miles for me to do quickly is insane, but I have to do it. And people going by on their golf cart and waving hi, and Bandit's like checking them out. Y'all can finally see Bandit. He's checking out the kids. Anyway, so let me know. Let me know where you find a place those things are scary. That's what C-Dub just said. But, oh, C-Dub, I think, is telling RV Butterfly that she'll let her know when she finds a non-tornadic place. So that was a conversation between them that I just jumped into, and I'm sorry, ladies. 2,000 miles in 5 days. Yeah, Chantel, I'm stretching it to 6. Noreen says she's still missing Florida. And so y'all are talking to yourselves, and I'm trying to talk and read, and it's just not working. So I'm just going to focus on what my topics are. So let me know what you want to see as I travel, and let me know what you don't want to see. Leave it in the comments. You can leave it on the live chat comments tonight, or leave it in the comments on the video afterwards, or email me at tbivangirl@gmail.com and let me know, and I'll see what I see and let you know. And I want to, I'm going to, at the end of every day, kind of review what I saw and what I did. And if there's something in particular you want me to address, I'll be happy to do that. And so Alyssa says that's a lot of driving, and it's a lot of driving. And so that's what I was going to say. Lori, thank you for the super chat tip of $10. You know I'm going to use it on coffee while I'm driving. And for everybody, just so you know, I'm taking great precautions to make sure that I am safe and doing all of the precautions. I'll be making the coffee in my van, and I've got buckets set up on the thank you, Lori, on the driver's side. That's got my that's got trash bags to hold the gas pumps with and everything, and then I'll throw the trash bags away immediately. I've got a bunch of clean sterile masks that are in one container, and I'll pull them out and wear them, and then they go in one later to be washed and sterilized later and sealed. And so I've got like a system already set up. I got to get my soap and everything right there, but I've got a system set up, and I'll be safe, and I'm not going into any stores or doing anything but driving and gas and overnight stops and driving and gas. And so I will be safe. And I know Steve wants to see me go on more back roads and get flat tires. He was my hero. 2 Christmases ago, I was by myself and spent Christmas by myself because I got stuck on a back road with a flat tire, and Stephen New Normatic came to my rescue. So thank you, Stephen. And so anyway, I am, 6 days is more sane, Chantel New, for 2,000 miles. And I feel really good about the trip and about my stops and about my precautions and everything. And so I just wanted to tell y'all that. So, but since travel has interrupted my sequential videos, it also has interrupted a little bit my writing. And I just want to tell you that I'm still working with Angelique on getting my book out, and we plan now to have it edited into the public to get published, which Robert is doing the publishing for us by now I can't remember if it was the 10th of May or what we said. But I've already gotten all but one of the chapters written, and only like one scene in another chapter. And 3 chapters are already to Angelique, and she's working on them and editing them. And so we're moving right along. And I'll be writing it if I can in the evenings when I stop. Oh, Doreen Olsen, you sweet thing. She's one of my new patrons, and she just sent me a $20 super chat tip, and I'll use it for my trip, I promise you. Thanks for being you, she says. That is so sweet, because I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm just me. I can't, whatever I am is it. That's what you get. So thank you, Doreen. That is very sweet. And so yeah, and they are opening some things in some states, and if y'all want to hear about that, let me know and what I see, and I'll tell you, but you got to let me know. And but I'm not going in anywhere. I'm doing a straight through, and I mean overnight hops, but I'm not doing my normal meandering and driving and doing all my going on back roads and everything. I will tell y'all, I think I told you last Friday, but I want to tell you again. I want to read you a little blurb about what my next book is, and I should say our next book because my writing partner and I are doing it together. And I love it that y'all are all talking to each other. That makes me so happy, and I see the comments come up, and I'm like, what are they talking about? And so I go over there to look and see what y'all are talking about, and then I get distracted, and y'all know me, squirrel. Beth says, I will be so happy on the roll again, and we'll talk about that in a moment, because Letty and I had a conversation about excited or nervous or what, and I'll tell you about that. But let me tell you, so I want to read this little blurb about what a pigeon story is. Join Jacob, and that's my next book. Join Jacob, a pigeon, on his journey through a series of crises as he and others in the grove encounter change, loss, and grief. These encounters give way to a meaningful new way of life as they experience the power of relationships, connections, and fellowship. Join Jacob and his friends as they learn how to accept change, adapt, and even flourish when everything they know around them has been turned upside down. So I think it's a timely book for the environment that we're in right now and everything that we're all dealing with. And I'm really excited to get that out and published. And I promise it will be out and available in May. And I tried my best to get it completed, 100% completed before I hit the road. So, but I didn't. So, but that, it's only a little bit of a delay. So, but that's coming out. What is out and what is available that I'm really excited about is the Meanderings magazine. And Angelique and I have a short story in it. And the new issue is finished and available in print. Let me see if I can show you. I may be able to. I think I can. I don't know. Anyway, if you can go to me and look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Can y'all see that? I don't know if y'all can see that or not. It's just beautiful. You can go to me. I got a surprise for you. Don't sign up for the subscription until I tell you a surprise. But you can go to meanderingsmagazine.com. And this issue is on Death Valley, upstate New York, Nevada wild horses, and a desert ghost town. And it's just an incredible magazine. I think it's going to become a powerhouse publishing venue. And Robert Witham is the editor and publisher and does the photography. And I have a short story in it every issue. And this one, Angelique and I did together. Now here's a drum roll, please. Can I get a drum roll? This is important, you guys. Is everybody listening? Because if you want to sign up for a subscription, Robert has allowed me to offer my viewers, starting tonight, right now, a 15% discount until Monday. And so go to meanderingsmagazine.com and sign up for the subscription. 15% off for an annual subscription. That's 4 issues a year. And it's valid through Monday, April 27th only. Use the coupon code in checkout and it's COCO15 is the coupon code. So go to meanderingsmagazine.com, sign up for the subscription, and do the promo code or discount code COCO15. So I love that. Anyway, and I hope you enjoy the short story in it. It's available both digital and print. So you can do it either way. But anyway, just check that out. I think you'll enjoy it. Let's see what else. Oh, my new AC. I want to tell you about that. Let's see. I'm losing track. I'm trying to see what y'all are doing. Okay, yeah, Robert put it up. Ignoring to meanderingsmagazine.com, COCO15 for the discount. So my new AC, you guys, I was thanking Chuck today, and it has made all the difference in the world. It's running Bandit and I are going to sleep in the van starting tonight up until the time I leave so that we can start acclimating to being back in the van. I have been here like 40 plus, 45, 40 something days. And I worked on the van today, getting everything started to move it back in and cleaning, and we're going to sleep in there tonight. But even just working in the van, I just couldn't believe the difference that is making. I bought the air conditioner but I can't do anything like that of my own. And Chuck has all the skills and to do that. And then while he was at it, he did an addition onto their van and just, I just have such wonderful people in my life. And so I will be traveling. I won't be able to use the AC while I'm traveling. Obviously I'll be stopping at truck stops or whatever I need to do. And thank y'all for giving Chucky I can see all the thank yous to him and all the shout outs to him scrolling through, and that's just awesomeness that you guys are so kind, and I know he appreciates it, and so do I, and so does Letty. But I won't be able to use it while I'm traveling, but once I get out west, I'm really going to need it. And depending on what happens with all this cray-cray and I have to hunker down, I'll be safe and I'll be cool. And it's just wonderful in my little home. And I'm so appreciative of that. I don't know how Bandit is going to do. Hey, Joan J, she just joined us. Joan is the one you guys know that does all the time markers and everything on my channel after the Friday Night Live, so that you can fast forward if you want to the different topics. And so good to see you on here. I love that. Yes, but Beth, Chuck, and Letty both are just huge blessings. So Bandit, y'all, I'm going to show y'all. Hang on. Look at him. Can y'all see him? He is just crashed. I don't know what it is about my Friday Night Live. It puts Bandit to sleep. I'm sure glad it doesn't you guys. So Flower Child says Letty is adorable. Yes, she is. And Bandit has fallen in love with their dog Rosie, and we have been here a month and a half. For what was supposed to be a week's visit, and then all this cray-cray happened, and then we've been here. And I wouldn't have had anywhere to go if they hadn't opened up their doors, but I don't know how Bandit's going to do. He has learned to fetch. You guys, Rosie's taught him to fetch, because she goes and gets the ball and she comes back, and he watched, and y'all, he just has learned so much from her. But get this, you guys, he loves her so much, and I'm not joking about this. He lets her eat in front of him. She was eating her brekkie this morning when we came out, and he just let her eat brekkie out of her bowl. And it's just like, who are you? And like, if we give him something like a bowl of something or a treat or something, and he will let her go first. And unless she backs off and lets him have some, he just lets her go first. And same thing when they come in from taking a walk, he lets her get water first. He's such a little gentleman, and trust me, he's not like that with other dogs. He's like, I'm thirsty, get out of my way. And so I'm not sure how he's going to do when we leave here. And of course, both of us are going to miss being here, and both of us are going to miss Chuck and Letty. And so it's hard when you've been with somebody and through what we've been going through with all this pandemic cray-cray. And anyway, they've just been awesome to be with. Yes, Noreen says dogs can learn so much from each other. It's amazing, and yes, it is, and they have. It has been crazy good. That boy is a van dog. He will ride, Lori says. Yes, and also I haven't been able to get a bed that I needed to put between the seats for him to ride on the shelf there. That the shelf has a ledge, and he's learned from Rosie again in their van. She has a perch, and she sits between the perch, and Rosie likes to watch what's going on and see, but Bandit likes to get there and just sleep like he's doing now. And so I'm hoping that he'll be okay, that he won't get depressed, and that he won't wonder what happened to his wonderful life that he had on the Gulf Coast, because I'm sure he's going to be thinking about it. Yeah, so yeah, Doreen, he is more settled down, and I think he'll be okay. And I'll sure do my best to make sure he is. That's for sure. So the weekly spotlight, like I said, we're both spending more time in the van, and I don't know what to expect on this trip. I mean, I'm in touch with Nomads coast to coast and border to border, and I have a pretty good feel for what's out there, and it's not that I'm not scared or anything like that. Um, I have several people on here that are arguing about being the dysfunctional veteran, because that's actually, and hello, you guys, dysfunctional veteran, that's their name on YouTube. And the new nomadic is a veteran. And he's like, wait a minute, I'm the dysfunctional nomad. So I'm laughing because they've got this side conversation going on and cracking me up. And so I'm not scared at all. And you know, normally for a road trip or for any kind of travel, I'm usually very, very, very excited and really looking forward to it. And of course now, you know, everything's kind of changed, and I can't say that I'm excited. I'm more reticent. And so I came up with that word, and the lady's like, we were both like, what does that mean? But that's the word that came to mind when I'm trying to describe it. And so we had to look it up. And it's like reserved, you know, not really, don't really have the words to discuss it. Don't really, just, yeah, that's the only word that I can come up with. So everybody that's been asking this evening, and I've seen the comments, you know, how am I feeling, and you know, am I excited, and all of that. Yes and no, and yes and no. I think it depends on which second you ask me, but I am really looking forward to heading out. And somebody asked me what is my final destination, and all I can tell you at this point in time is that I'm heading back west. And for safety reasons, I'm not going to say on the World Wide Web exactly where I'm going, but I am headed back west. So let me catch up with some of the comments. And there's 82 of you on here right now. Thank you so much for spending your Friday night with us. And Robert says, "Go west, young woman, go west." That's funny, Robert. I'm doing my best. I'm going to be doing that here in the next few days. Lauri R says, "I'm just dysfunctional. She's not a veteran." Not a veteran. I'm right there with you on that one, probably, Lauri. All right, so let me catch up on some of the comments and see. Megardia is asking too, where is my destination? And I'm just not comfortable sharing that publicly, traveling alone. So I'm not going to give you my destination. Just know I'm heading west, and I'm driving 2,000 miles in 6 days. So I know a lot of people can do that in 1 or 2 or something like that. There's like beasts out here on the road, but I'm not one of them. Let's see. Kat Quinn, she says, "Please let me know when you get to Ohio. Unfortunately, my plan to be a camp host has gone due to the virus." And you know what? Okay. Oh, I want to back up because Squirrel Lauri Ward is telling Marcy how to do a thumbs up. If you're on your phone or something, you may have to X the live chat comments, get out of the live chat comments, and be able to hit the thumbs up, and then you can open up the live chat comments again. And so you can do it real quick, but if you're on your phone or tablet or something, that may be what you have to do. And yeah, somebody says I put the fun in dysfunctional. Who said that? Brenda Whitlock. That's funny. So going back to, now I forgot what I just read. See, that's why I can't read. I really just read something. I don't remember what I read. Hang on, I'll find it again. Hang on. Oh, Kat Quinn saying that for me to let her know when I get to Ohio. That whole leg of my trip, I'm not going to get to do. I'm going from Alabama. Look at the sun, you guys. Is that the sun or a street light? Oh, it's a street light. Never mind. I thought the sun was setting. We can pretend it's a sunset. Can y'all see what I'm talking about right there? We can pretend it's the sunset. But I'm going straight from Alabama, heading west. I'm not going to get to do that leg of my trip, and I think the website has been updated that reflects those mini meetups have also been canceled. I hope to be, and this was not on the topics for tonight, but it needs to be part of the weekly spotlight because it's important and it's part of my trip, and it's about the excited versus reticent. I think another thing that's weighing heavy on me that keeps this from being exciting is I don't get to do that leg of the trip. I don't get to do the mini meetups, and I don't get to see Linda, who is my friend that had the stroke and has blood clots and everything. That is the reason that I did this whole thing to start with. I mean, I always wanted to, but it's why I'm making the trip. I came along the border so I could see friends and be here in Alabama, and then I was going to zigzag up to Linda and see friends along the way. But she was the whole reason that I was doing this, and I don't get to see her, and because of all this virus cray, and I need to go back out west where I can camp and have some other things in store that I'll tell you about. But anyway, I think that hanging on my heart is part of why I'm not excited as I normally am for a road trip. I am very grateful. I'm looking forward to driving and being back in Fancy Free, and I'm sure Letty and Chuck are looking forward to having their house back, and to just the two of them. And anyway, Megardy says, have I thought about flying? And no, that where she lives and everything, that's not feasible, and her family would, and of course not right now, of course, but even at a later date, and flying for me is, I don't think I could maneuver the airports and everything by myself, and then so to pay for two people to go with me, and I haven't flown since my brain surgery, so I'm not sure exactly. I know the cabins and the planes and everything are pressurized, but there's just so many ifs in that, and so many logistics, and I wouldn't be able to fly by myself. There's no way. I can get from point A to point B in Fancy Free as long as everything goes okay, but I get too many shuffles even in that, and it's not good for me. So anyway, I thank you, everybody. I can see that you're on here and saying sorry to hear that I had to change my plans, and I appreciate that from Kat and Debra, and there's Texas to Sturgis. Hello. He says his little pooch Cammy is asking about Bandit. Well, he's in love with Rosie right now, Cammy. And he's sleeping right now, but he's thinking about you too, I'm sure. But anyway, everybody, thank you for understanding that I don't mean to poo-poo my trip, but and there is something very positive also that I want to share with you. So Patricia made it on here tonight from Rockwood, Tennessee. That is it. That's great. Beth says she's glad she got to see the U.S. last year. Yes, Beth, and Beth has been to 2-3 of my meetups, so I'm glad you did too, Beth. And I love Beth is one of those that's just always so even keel and just a delight to be around, and I'm glad you got to do all the traveling that you did too, Beth. See, I got something bit me earlier. Can y'all see that? We don't know what it was. We saw the bug and everything, but we don't know what it was, and so I keep itching it. Marcy Casey says maybe I'll have something nice happen to me on the trip since I'm not flying, and that everything has been great. I'm so blessed, you guys. I don't mean to poo-poo that I'm not blessed. I am. I'm so blessed, and in fact, I'm going to share with you now what my request is, and that's the last topic for tonight. So if you have any questions for me, I'm happy to stay and answer them, but you're going to have to pop them up in the comments, because after I share what my request is tonight and tie it in with my trip, I don't really have anything else unless you have some questions or something for me. Oh, Jonis RV Journey just sent me $4.99 for $5 for snacks. Thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah, I've been trying to plan ahead and get ready for this trip so that I don't have to stop or anything. And snacks is key to me being able to stay on the road and keep driving. And of course, if for my meals, I'm going to try to cook at night after I stop, and so that I've got that ready the next day and don't have to stop somewhere and do that. So I'm looking forward to that. That aspect of it, because I feel prepared and I feel ready, and short of having a flat out in the middle of nowhere and somebody like Stephen or New Nomadic having to help me out, I think I'm good to go. So here's the thing, here's the request, and I've put it on Patreon earlier in the week. I can't remember when I actually posted it, but when I get back out west, you guys, I am no cattle guards. That's right, Lauri. I'm staying on the highways on this one. I'm not taking any, and Robert says the same thing. No flats and no cattle guards. Yes, that's correct. I am staying on the highways and going straight through. This is not an adventure trip that I'm making. But the great thing about when I get out west, one of the things that I'm going to try to do, and it depends on the request that I'm about to make, is I'm going to try to get some auction property for very cheap. Just a place where I can park fancy free, that's mine, that I don't have to be caught like I am this time again ever without a home base to call my own. Burning up the road, Lucretia is asking, will you be somewhat relieved to be where you are familiar? Absolutely. Yes. I mean, I have been so blessed to be here at Chuck and Letty's, and it's Chuck and Letty's. It's my home is in their back driveway, and I just don't want to ever be caught in this position again, you guys. And so I put on Patreon because I don't feel safe anymore without a home base. Not that I'm giving up traveling. I'm not. I'm still going to travel, but I need a home base. And there are, Patricia says she has friends that have 20 acres in Arizona. And, I just need a place to park fancy free. And so, the coronavirus has made me realize several things, and I'm going to share more about that when I answer the 10-question challenge that C-Dub asked of me, and I'm going to share more of it in a video probably while I'm traveling and sharing with you guys what I see. I've had some major revelations, and that I need to really look at and honor. And so to obtain a piece of land, though, Cynde McLester, my cousin, is sending me $50. And that's another thing. I don't get to dip down and see them on my way back like I was going to. I have to stay up north and book west. So I don't get to go down into South Texas again and see my cousins even. So this trip is not a trip that I normally would be doing. And then I'm not even going to get to see her. And then she goes and sends me travel money. So Cynde, my darling, thank you so much. I love you. And I knew Michael was on here. I didn't know whether or not you were able to join us tonight. So thank you for being on here. And that is just really sweet, Cynde. So to be able to buy a piece of property on this auction, if I'm able to, I have worked with my trustee, David, and he put pencil to paper and came up with that I need a loan, and I put it on Patreon, and a couple of people have asked questions about it and everything, but I haven't had anybody that has been willing to do the loan. And it is a loan. I'm not asking for the money. It will be paid back by David through my trustee account that he manages. And it'll be an automatic monthly payment at 5% interest, $3,500 over 3 years. And so if anybody is thinking that they might have the wherewithal and the funds to do that, and you're interested in making 5% over a 3-year period, please email me at tbivangirl@gmail.com. this is an unsecured loan. We can put some preambles into the promissory note, but it is an unsecured loan. There will be no mortgage on the property or anything like that. Because that's and Marie Morrissey just sent me $20 on PayPal. Thank you, my darling. Another super chat tip there to help me out with my trip. I saw that. Thank you. You have, there's too much legal cost and legal forms and everything, and then you have to also file a mortgage with the state and all that stuff. So probably not going to do that. I'm willing to put whatever language we want to in the promissory note, but I have some places picked out that I have friends that are helping me with that. That are within my price range and that are affordable for that $3,500, and that are close to my doctors, close to the agencies that I work with and everything on my brain injury. It allows me to keep my state residency intact as it is now without having to change all of that with all this government stuff going on. I don't want to get into any of that. And so it'll be in Nevada. And so that's what I'm up to. It has been, Lori saying a GoFundMe possible. No, Lori, I appreciate that thought. This is something that I want to do. I'm asking for a loan, I'm not asking for the money. And don't want to do a GoFundMe. I've been very blessed in the past, but no, not going that route. I'm going. This is something I'm purchasing and I'm paying for. And so anyway, that's what I've got going on, you guys. It has been, and that's why I'm wet head and in my PJs and straight out of the shower because I've been getting ready for all of that. And I told y'all to be sure and ask me questions, because I really didn't have anything after I discussed this. So let me catch up on the comments and see if you've had any questions for me, okay? Hang on, let me go read. Y'all know how me and reading goes, so hang on. Let's see. Texas to Sturgis says he has a little place in Texas and he loves having a place to circle his wagons. That's it exactly. Life for me won't really change, but I have I can't do this again, and if I get sick or something, I mean the Aricept is working. I mean it's given me my life back, but if I get sick or something, I need a place that's close to my doctors and a place where I can stay with, and nothing has driven that home more profoundly than this coronavirus. So let me see what else we've got. Hang on. Let's see. Brenda's saying, can I purchase the property with more than one person? And she uses Robert as an example. I could, but with this, the amount that I'm asking for, I'm able to get my own property, and that is preferable. And Lucretia is saying, PayPal versus Patreon, which one do you get to keep more of? That would be PayPal, and PayPal is instant. And instant, and it doesn't cost you anything. Live chat doesn't, super chat tip doesn't cost you anything either, but there's a delay on that. But the answer to Lucretia is PayPal takes out less fees by far than, you're saying versus Patreon. Patreon is not a one-time contribution, so I kind of misread that. Patreon, me and reading, doesn't go well. Patreon is not a one-time contribution thing. It's a monthly thing that you can sign up for as little as $1 to read my blogs and where I run ideas and everything past my Coco fam. Yeah, it's a recurring monthly, so two different things. Let's see. No, I'm not getting it involved. Ron J says something about Howa, not doing anything with Howa, but thank you for thinking of me. Yeah, Beth, I hope I answered that question. You can't compare Patreon and PayPal because one's a monthly recurring and PayPal is a one-time contribution. I mean, you can set up recurring on PayPal, but there's no need to. Let's see. Lori says she and Lisa. Yes. Oh, hi, Lori. I just saw that you were on here. Lori is asking, saying that they are looking for off-grid property where we can live in our RV or build an off-grid cabin. Where would you recommend where codes would allow this? You have to go out west, first of all. And Nevada, New Mexico, and some of Utah are pretty good about it. Some of Arizona. Those are the 4 states that I know of that have pockets. You just have, it's down to the county regulations. And so you would be outside of the city and you would be in the county, and every county is different. And I'll tell you, for an example, in Nevada, you've got Las Vegas in Clark County, I think it's Clark County, and you've got a Pahrump in Nye County. And in Clark County, even in the county, you can't do off-grid and stuff. There's great control in there. And Clark County has emissions control testing, whereas Pahrump doesn't have any of that. And so it's just different in every state, but those are the 4 states, and I'm sure there's a better resource on answering that. Robert Witham is on here, and he has a great book out that answers a lot of questions like that. So but that's what I would tell you. And we chose Nevada because of my doctors and for a lot of other reasons. And Beth is asking the same thing. How do you find out about the places in the Wild West where you can get cheap land? I am quite blessed. Y'all are asking great questions. Thank you, because I wasn't ready to hang up, but I didn't have anything else to talk about. I am quite blessed in that I know a lot of people, again, coast to coast and border to border. And so I get a lot of information from a lot of different nomads that are doing exactly what I'm talking about doing. And so anything I tell you, that's where it comes from, or from doing research and everything, from considering this myself. And mostly what I'm hearing is that the tax auctions, repo auctions are the best way to go. But I'm telling you, you better know the area, and you better do some research, and you better do eyes on and the legwork to check it out, because there are lots of times, just like buying any property, but especially when they're on a tax auction or something, that you can get a piece of property that you can't get to. You can get a piece of property that's next door to the landfill. So it takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of prep. And like I said, I've got friends helping me, and I can tell you more about that later. But I don't know if that really answered your question, Beth, but I hope it did. Well, thank you, Beth Cardella. I appreciate that. We put a lot of research and a lot of thought into this before I presented the request for a loan to anyone, and it went up on Patreon earlier. So let me see if I can get caught up. Let's see. Marcy Casey is saying, sorry, hope not being nosy. What happened to your head? You don't act or look like there is anything wrong. I can't tell you how much I get that, and I get people saying there's nothing wrong with you, and I can't tell you. I don't even know how to answer that anymore. I have a brain injury, Marcy, from being beaten by a foster son almost 20 years ago, and then fast forward 10 years, and I had scar tissue building up and had to have brain surgery. And I was about to have to fold it all in when I was given a miracle medicine last July and August, called Aricept, which is normally for dementia and Alzheimer's, but it has had a great effect on the TBI symptoms that I had, and TBI is traumatic brain injury. So and I know this isn't how you meant that, Marcy. I know, I appreciate you having an inquisitive question, and I'm always an open book about my brain injury, but I get a lot of trolls that just say there's nothing wrong with me. I present well. I'm one of the lucky ones. I'm not drooling. I'm not, I don't, I have facial manipulation from leftover from the brain injury. I do have bone fragments that you can feel in my head, and My symptoms because of the scar tissue come and go, and the two things that I can think of that are probably most lasting is that I can't retain reading. I can read, obviously I'm reading comments, but I can't retain reading, and I can't do math anymore. And I used to do science, but I can't do math. I can do some. I'm getting where I can do little bitty pieces of math, and it's exciting. And from reading books and everything, Letty and I were watching a movie the other night, or last night, I don't know. Timeline is kind of like math, and I'm not very good about that. And as I get older, that's just a normal thing anyway. But it's also brain injury related. But anyway, whenever it was, Letty and I were watching a movie, and I had read the book. I used to read like a book a week, and I can't read books anymore. And I can write. The brain is so freaking weird. I can write, but I can't read. And so I used to read a book a month, and we were watching a Jack Reacher movie, and I've read all those Jack Reacher books, and I remembered something that was on the movie that I had read, and it has been a decade, I bet, since I have been able to do that. And I know it was because of the Aricept, and I just thought, oh my God, how cool is that? It was just the one thing, and it was very fleeting, but it was a moment, and I was so very happy. And so, yeah, even people that know me will tell me there's nothing wrong with me or something, and it breaks my heart. Because you don't know how hard I struggle every day to do the things I do, and I have to have absolute quiet, and I have to really concentrate. It's exhausting, and I do everything by a 3 count, or 3 to 4, maybe 5 at a moment. But anyway, I know it doesn't show, but anyway, there you go. Let me see if I can catch up. If there's anything else. You guys are so good about asking questions. Thank you. Tony 1955, good to see you. YouTube does take a percentage of any super chat tips, Megardy. Anybody does, unless it's a wire transfer, and then even then sometimes bank to bank they do. So everybody does. PayPal takes less than YouTube, but that's just how it does. Chuck says, I'm doing great, thank you, Chuck, but when I have too much stress, it gets to me, but it gets to him too. There's nothing unusual in that for a lot of people. The danger for me is that it can put me in the hospital, and it can take me out of being able to even get out of bed and function for 2 to 3 days, and I never know if it's going to be my new norm. In other words, is it going to go away and I'm going to be able to get back to life again? Or this time did it break something and I'm gone? And especially here a while back, for those of you who've been following my channel, that was getting real scary. Burning up the roads, I don't know of any place where you can be on public land. Let's see. I'm so far behind now. There's too many words. I can't catch up. I'm sorry. Brenda is asking if I've looked into the peer-to-peer lending sites. She says she doesn't have any experience with them. Just throwing out an idea. I have not, Brenda, and I think if it's not somebody that kind of knows me and my story, and that David can talk to, and I don't know, we could go something like that, but I don't feel that desperate. Not that that's desperate. A lot of people get needs met through that, so I'm not trying to say anything negative about a platform like that. I just think if this doesn't work out, it may not be meant to be, and I don't know that I'm going to really push it like that. I hope that makes sense. Megar D says, I'm very brave to go public with my TBI and traveling solo in the van. Thank you very much. The van was not an option after my TBI, and that's a whole long story. So it's not much brave as it is blessed. And I don't travel if I'm symptomatic. I don't drive. So let's see. somebody said on their live stream, allow as low as $1, that not to allow as low as $1 on Patreon, because you only get pennies if it's only $1. And that's not, I'm sorry, I don't want to dispute somebody else that said something, Lucretia, but you're a patron of mine. And I don't know why anybody would say that publicly, because it's not true. On Patreon. Now that was a mosquito, sorry. So she's talking about on Patreon, and that's not, it's just not true. Sorry. I allow $1 a month, and I'm happy with what I get out of that. I wish I didn't have to charge it all, but a Patreon allows me to for people that want to help support me, do that, and it allows me to have a one-stop shop platform to stay in touch with everybody and let everybody know what's going on. And so I had to do that, and I chose Patreon because I could do for $1 a month. And let's see, I think that's it. Let's see. Robert says Debra has good days and bad days, and trust me, he knows. Good hours and bad hours. That's true. He knows that too. And the catch is that she's usually offline and off grid when symptomatic. Yeah, it's like I get symptomatic and everything shuts down, and so people don't really see that. So I think that's it. What else? Let's see. I don't know. I want to put up, I don't know if we did, but I meant to put up the link to the post that I wrote about a request for a loan. I don't know. I'll try to remember to put it in the comments, and where it has more information. And I made it public so that people can read it. It was for patrons only for about a week. Anyway, yeah, so Robert's saying last call for questions. I'm getting tired and I'm starting to skip, so I'm going to close it down. I've got 121 of you on here right now. 75 of you have hit thumbs up. If more of you would hit 123 now, thank you. If more of you would hit thumbs up, it really does help me. It helps increase YouTube. See, I told you I'm skipping. YouTube's algorithm, and helps grow my channel. And I'm trying so hard to get that magical number of 10,000, because then YouTube will start promoting my channel more, and the more they promote it, the more views I get and the more subscribers I get. But they don't start really doing that until you get at least 10,000. So I'm like this close. So if you have not subscribe to my channel yet, please do. It's free to you to subscribe. Oh, Debra VanSandt, thank you for that $15 super chat tip. I appreciate that. But it's free to you to subscribe, and it helps you see my videos, and it helps me grow my channel. So please be sure that you have subscribed and hit that thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. And thank you to my mods for the wonderful job again tonight. I'm grateful for all the earth angels I have in my life. And so I've got one of my hang on. Lori Jude is saying, any recommendations for an air conditioner that will work well in RV in Arizona heat? Well, that's kind of a loaded question, Lori. It's a good question, but it's kind of a loaded question because it depends on what AC you have, what your electrical setup is, how much watts you need. Mine's just a little 400 watt in the back window that can run on regular electricity and doesn't need like a 30 amp. So it just, oh, Debra VanSandt says that was money for gas. Girlfriend, gas price has gone down, but 2,000 miles, and I wasn't expecting to do this trip. Letty and I were talking about that today. I was doing 200 or 300 miles a month, and all of a sudden now I got to take out a budget and do this 2,000 mile trip. So Debra VanSandt and everybody that gave me super chat tips tonight, thank you. I will definitely have a better and safer and more peace of mind on this trip because of you. All right. Laurie, thank you. What brand did I get? Oh, I don't remember. I'll try to remember to put it. Let's see. Gina, will you, when you email me, will you remind me to put in the comments the information about my AC? Lauri, I promise I will do that. I'll put it under the topics, okay? So I will do a video. I shot clips about the AC install. In fact, that reminds me, I've got to, before I leave, get Chuck to help me wrap that up with a little bit more information he's agreed to help me with. And so, but I don't have it up yet, but I am going to have a video up about that AC installation. I wasn't out there to do a lot of the filming, but Chuck did a great job, and we'll walk you through it. All right, so we'll do, Lauri, I'll give you that information. Safe travels and Doreen says safe travels and keep us info along the way. You guys let me know what kind of info you think will be interesting and what you want to see while I'm on the road again. So there you go, Lauri R. I love you guys. Thank you. And Bandit might wake up here in a little bit. We'll see you down the road, everybody. I'll stay tuned for next Friday to see where I come to you from. Okay, bye. I gotta figure out how to do this. I forget every week. Bye. See you down the road. Coco.